How's it going, everyone? Hope you have enjoyed your early part of Friday, beginning of the weekend. I was gonna say something funny there, but I can't think of anything. How's everyone doing? We're gonna paint some stuff. We are going to paint some stuff, like a base for this guy. We painted this guy on our funny stream yesterday, where Jason was just hanging out in the chair the whole time. He had a lot of fun. We're gonna throw some like washes and some glazes on the base, and we're gonna see where we get. Let's grab warm gray. Dragonfire, how's it going? Hope you are having a wonderful afternoon so far. Do you have anything fun planned for the weekend? Hope you do. I certainly have some plans. Well, more like being a little bit of a degenerate, but you know, that's also fun sometimes. Had a lot of fun playing D4 last night. It was great. We are gonna take this. Yesterday we base coated this base, painting Space Marines. Which ones? We base coated this in a thin layer of bright warm gray yesterday, and we are going to hit it with some like a wash of the warm gray, just to give it a little bit more color, darken it up a little bit. That I need a palette paper for. Let's go. Oh yeah. Dark Jade Templars. Ooh, that's cool. So they like black Templars, but you're just painting them with Dark Jade instead? Because that sounds pretty rad. Get some... Oh, that's white, not glazing medium. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. Nice. Heck yeah. We'll make ourselves a little bit of a wash. Some of this warm gray and some glaze and wash medium plus a bunch of water. And we're gonna go ahead and throw this. And you'll notice that this didn't dry super smooth. That's actually a good thing, because we want it to be a little patchy. Concrete is not even in color, so it's gonna have a lot of nice bits of different color in there from the black base coat showing through, which is nice. We're gonna get this nice concrete color. For those of you who are hanging out, I think Jason is in a meeting. So he will potentially be showing up a little bit later. He hasn't said anything about not being able to attend the stream today. So he'll probably be around, would be my guess. We got the the June challenge posted up. Hope you guys are all excited for that. It's going to be a fun one, I hope. That looks nice. Let that dry for a minute. Grumbly Dumpus, I did not have an opportunity to get my hands on any Shatterpoint. It releases today. And the store that I would go to pick it up from doesn't open until 12. And I needed to be here on stream at 12. So not only would I not have assembled models, but I would not have Shatterpoint because I would have to be here. So Shatterpoint's going to start next week, because I am going to pick up a box this weekend, or maybe tonight after work is my plan. So, yeah. I'm excited to get my hands on some stuff. Crumbly Dumpus, I hope you are enjoying your Friday. Nice covered. Alright, so that's a nice change of color there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit more pointy brush and we are going to line these crevices with pure warm grain. Line this up, get these cracks looking nice. Hello! Welcome. Welcome to Friday stream.
Holy meetings.
Yeah, I noticed. All I heard when I came over was you talking in a meeting voice.
I did have meeting voice on, right?
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, time to start up the stream. We'll get it prepped.
I did have meeting voice on. What's going on, chat? I definitely had meeting voice happening.
Paint Liquor is playing D4. You want to know how I know?
Because he told you?
Well, he told me yesterday. But he hasn't typed in stream yet.
What?
So Paint Liquor, I don't know if you noticed this, but Paint Liquor, every time we stream, is like either the first comment or one of the first things that he says something in stream. And he
Scrumbly says,
today.
This isn't Shatterpoint.
Yeah, I know. It would have been impossible for me to pick up a copy of Shatterpoint between between this morning and the beginning of stream. Not only that, I wouldn't have been able to put any of it together because I wouldn't have had time. Because I gotta like work and stuff.
He's lying.
Gotta do stuff and things.
He's lying.
Yes, I sit around in my office twiddling my thumbs all day looking at stuff on YouTube.
He just messes around with a light switch all the time.
No, that's not me.
Go into his office and he's always like turning the lights on and off.
That is not
really,
me.
really weird. Like
that
it's
is
a
not
weird deal that we've got going on here. With
I am not taking credit for that one.
Mr. Giordano.
I had really to put a sign up.
Really weird stuff with his light switch. I had
to put a sign up.
Gabe will attest to this too, because Gabe's seen it happen.
Oh my gosh. Chad, I'm getting thrown under the bus right now.
What's going on, Mo? Speaking of thrown under the bus.
Don't bring that up again.
See,
that's
Gabe?
History.
See, Gabe? I don't understand, man. It's really weird. Really weird. Gabe's like, yeah, he's crazy.
What the heck, man? We just went out for lunch party.
He's crazy.
And you're throwing me under the bus like this?
He's crazy.
Come on.
Jordan, he's
this
crazy.
Ain't fair. You guys are teaming up on me.
Well...
yes. Yes.
Well, I mean...
I know you guys enjoy it.
I mean... Timbo, what's happening, baby? What's going on, everybody?
Yeah,
Welcome
Tim.
to Friday.
What's up, Tim?
It's Friday.
It is Friday.
My water still looks like swamp water. I expect there to be like a turtle popping out of my swamp water at some point. I'm going to go clean this because I'm not really sure what the solid stuff is on the top. But I'm pretty sure I don't want that on my model.
I don't think you do either.
And there's like stuff floating underneath. It's very weird. I'm going to go clean that real quick and I'll be right back. I feel like that's probably not what I want.
Baby J's volume is at a decent level. I won't have to turn you up and down the whole stream. I did not touch the levels on mine at all. So... I don't know what to tell you, Tim. I don't know. But, hey, look, I'll take it. If it's working, awesome. No complaints from me. How you doing, T-Schmidt? Hope you're having a fun Friday. I'm always so quiet. Really? But you said the volume's good today, though, right? Perfect today. Excellent. Like to hear it. All right, I want to make these rocks a little bit more brown. Let me grab the brown wash. Black wash. We gotta have brown wash around here somewhere. Ooh, where'd it go? There it is. Yeah. Here we go. Brown wash. Oh man, T. Schmidt. Are these your personal ones, or are you still painting them for the store? Store copy? Yeah. Are you picking up personal copies at some point? Or are you just working on the one for the store because you have the opportunity to? Tim, you're driving home from Virginia. Cool. I got friends in Virginia. Good people. How's your cup feeling?
Somebody went to Mod
Nice and
Pizza and
clean?
didn't invite the boss.
You were in meetings.
Didn't invite the boss.
You were in meetings.
I get no respect or love around here.
Oh, bollocks.
None. Not even a little bit.
I have like half the pizza left. You want it?
Oh, I'm not eating half your pizza.
The whole.
Probably has pineapples on it.
Oh, it most certainly does not. No, it does not, sir. You will not find any horrific fruit on my pizza, tomatoes included. I like myself a nice, simple pizza. Does have chicken on it. And onions.
Chicken? On a pizza?
I like chicken on pizzas a lot.
What is this heresy around this office?
What are you talking about?
Mr. Sam!
What's up, Sam?
Big Sam!
How's it going? What's the Seattle thing to say?
Chicken on pizza? No, he said, what a Seattle thing.
Oh, what a Seattle thing to say?
There's no question mark there.
Yeah.
Wad, what's going on, man? Welcome, Raiders. Hello.
I spent a lot of time living in Seattle. Kind of hard to kick the habits.
Hello.
How's everyone doing?
We're painting stuff.
We are painting stuff.
Sam, just about to head to the airport and pick up Vince. What? For the weekend? It's going to be fun, and I wish I could be there, but we got to move into our house. Tell Adam, right? Tell Adam for me that my plan was to crash the weekend. And by crash, I mean show up and beg and plead for people to shower me with love. But I can't do it because we have to move.
Are you guys actually moving this weekend?
We closed on our house on Wednesday.
Oh, wow.
And so we got the keys, and the movers are coming this next Wednesday, but Jen and I have to pack the whole house up to move. So,
oh, yeah.
Just timing didn't work, Sam. But I'm going to miss it, man, because I was really planning on having like a surprise hangout with my friends. Chicken on pizza isn't a regular thing over there, question mark? Heresy for heretics?
It is, yeah.
No, it's not. Don't let him lie to you.
Yeah, pizza's the thing that people eat over there with stuff on it, like that.
No. Incorrect.
Look, all right, here's the thing about Seattle. Seattle's a fancy place, okay? People like to be bougie.
Phil says chicken is a normal thing. Jason's just weird. So that's also, it's not incorrect. I am weird. So I'll give you that. But no, it's not. It's not a thing. PK Climber, you can still do a surprise hangout, but the surprise is helping back. Yeah, it's just not as surprising. It's just not as surprising. Ham and pineapple is more normal than chicken. Gross. You guys are just flatbread lovers.
I'm gonna be honest. That whole concept of pineapple on pizza is that's not a thing. It's not good. It's not tasty. You don't want to put it in your face. Not good. We don't like that stuff on pizza. It's not very good. Jason can confirm. I think he would agree with me on this. My baby J, you are wrong.
Tim's like, it's delicious.
This is from Jen. Jen's telling me I'm wrong about
Hey,
pineapple.
you know what? I had to order Jen's pizza last night. We had pizza. And
pineapple on it?
so Jen's had, black olive, pineapple, mushroom. That's her pizza.
That is such an odd combination.
Not half and half. That's just all of it. Now, honey, I'm not shaming you. It's just weird. It's just weird. But I order it like a dutiful man, and I don't give her any grief. But Jen and her pizza are a weird thing. Italian beef is the only alternative. I do Italian sausage and black olive. Jen's like, it feels a little like shame. Now there's only a few of the sweet and savory kind of mixes that I can do and have them feel like that's what I was after. It's weird. It's just not something that I'm 100% on board with. I need to figure out what I'm doing with the inside of his cloak. Do I even want to use the purple? Let's do some dark burgundy on here. Got a new signature color we'll give a shot to here and see how it looks.
Ooh, fancy.
Some dark. We'll cheat, chat. We'll use paints you can't have.
I mean, chat can have them, but not for like a little while.
Not without setting the alarm off.
Yeah, yes.
Not without pissing Jen off and setting the alarm off.
Yeah, you don't want to do that, chat. Don't piss off Jen. Don't set the alarm off. Those are two no-goes in this office. I do what I can to avoid the ire myself.
I do not. I piss off Jen all the time and have on occasion set the alarm off too. I'm not a smart man.
I thought you were the smart one. Wait, no,
you're the smart one. I'm the pretty one. Get with the program.
Yeah. All right.
Chat is not where chat is supposed to be. We moved it for yesterday's stream.
Yeah, it's
now it's on the
very
wrong
weird.
screen over here. So I'm looking over here, looking to see if there's anything on chat, and it's a little weird.
Yeah.
Because it's telling me the name of the stream.
I have 2 chats up. It's very bizarre. Well, that should be brick. That should be brick. Thing on it. Looks like shield. Gonna do that. But not right now. Try. Let's try. I'm back to this guy. Base looks good. Needs a little bit of a dry brush and then a little bit of some brown, messy blotches and stains on the concrete.
2
And
chats,
I
one
think we're
baby.
good.
I gotta move this because this is really messing with me.
Yeah, it's very bizarre.
I'm like, wow, I was like, maybe we could just leave it like that forever. The answer is no.
No.
This is going back over here. See, Baby J gets a split output of my screen.
Yes.
And I move chat to my screen that he sees, and then he
Yeah.
has his own chat opened up.
So I have 2 monitors, right? I have this monitor on this side. Over there. That has chat on it. And then this monitor has what we're doing, plus all the stream info.
Coco, yes, we do have an actual storefront here at HQ. Well, I say that. I don't know that it's fair to say that we have a storefront. It's not really a storefront per se. we have a checkout counter, and of course we have all our own products. So, so that's kind of how that works. You can come in, you can kind of see stuff,
and buy stuff directly from us.
You can buy it here, and you can talk to all the wonderful people that work at Monument Hobbies. So in that regard, yes. It is not a traditional store. You don't walk in and see like cool stuff hanging on the walls. You got to be like, so what are you interested in? And people will go get it for you. And if you find us on a day where people are not swarmingly busy, you can get like a walkthrough of the factory.
The busy thing does happen sometimes.
Yeah, we never guarantee that.
Especially when you guys are like super cool and ordering a bunch of stuff. And we gotta like make more product because you guys buy it all. Then we're pretty busy.
Yeah, that happens.
Not that that's a bad thing. You can absolutely keep doing that. I encourage it strongly. I like having a paycheck.
I was gonna say it's almost like this guy's paycheck requires you to buy stuff.
Yes. Please buy stuff.
What else recommend to a mix of flesh colors, experimenting with a bit of dark magenta and shadow flesh as a base? Dark flesh is really good. Dark magenta, shadow flesh, olive flesh. Depends really on the color you're going for. Yellow ochre are all great flesh tones. Black brown is a great flesh tone when going for darker Middle Eastern.
So this skin tone, I started with shadow flesh plus a touch of Bold Prowler Red, which is my kind of like standard neutral middle of the road skin tone when I'm bored or when I'm painting stuff fast and don't want to think about creating up a cool recipe for skin tones. But dark magenta is a great idea, and I highly recommend using that because that would look great. This is just highlighted up with a little bit of yellow mixed in with the shadow flesh and a little bit of warm skin tone, and then highlighted all the way up to warm skin tone, or warm flesh rather. This stuff I like using this as a highlight because it's nice and bright, but it has a lot of saturation to it, so you still have a lot of color coming through instead of it getting to be really, really white, which is something I try to avoid when I'm painting skin. Keep all the color in there. This base is looking good. Let me get some of that. Let's do burnt sienna.
Paint each skin color different? Yeah. The ability to start with something like black brown or dark flesh, right? So just from the way that I tend to paint flesh, I paint over black primer all the time. Black brown, dark flesh, shadow flesh, tan flesh, right? Is a great recipe just to get you going for damn near any skin color. If you start doing like Eastern flesh, then having the dark warm, right, and or warm flesh is great. Both of these, because you can start to add just a little bit more of that ochre yellow feel. You can use yellow ochre, you can use pure yellows. It's not going to work quite as well, right, as warm flesh. I'm about to grab warm flesh again. So with this combo, you can do anything. You can stay with just these three colors, and you can do African flesh to lots of different levels. The darker you want to go, the less of this you use, the more of these, right? And then you can stretch between here how much black brown, how much dark flesh you leave. Here, start getting into more of a Middle Eastern flair, Western Indian flair. And then obviously here Caucasian as you move forward into brighter skin tones. And then as you add these, you can get into, again, more of those Eastern, Middle Eastern, into the Asian demographics as you start adding just a little bit of that olive tone. And then our olive flesh is a great highlight for any of them, right? So this is kind of our primary skin base, and it'll do anything you want to do in the human ranges, right? And it is really just a matter of you know, less of this, more of these, darker, this, more mid-tones, this, lighter, dropping this and moving into this kind of scaling for really pale skin, because shadow flesh will still work as its name, as a good shadow base for paler flesh. I don't think you ever really take away shadow flesh. Here you're in a range of not even albino, because you've got too much pink, right? So here I think is bright as I would go in my shadows, and then these as you want darker tones. I typically start most of my Caucasian flesh, no matter what I'm doing, with dark flesh now, just because it gives me a good deep rich kind of blood under the skin type tone. But that's it. It's a great set.
Paint these grates really quick, paint the rim, and then we're done with this guy. We can move on.
But what if you're interested in dark burgundy? Well, you can watch me use it, and then when it's released, you can use it too. It's coming soon. Hashtag soon. Which in this case is actually pretty soon, unless something catastrophic happens. We hope to be producing the next signature series late this month, early July, and then it'll just be a matter of when the labels are ready, and we plan to send the labels to the factory tomorrow, to the printing factory. Not tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday next week. So I would think by end of June we probably have labels. Those are all printed in the US, but I never know what their backlog is, so I can't guarantee. But once we get all the labels back, then we can make bottles of magic. And like the texture paints, which is kind of the first time we were able to really do it what we consider to be the right way, stores, like the one T. Schmidt works for, will be able to put their orders in first, and before you buy it on our site. And so then stores will have a good solid week and a half, 2 weeks tops, to place their orders for new product, so that they have product in their stores by the time it's available on our website. That worked really well. I think the retailers really enjoy the fact that we want to make sure they get to celebrate the launch of the product the way we do. And it worked really well. So we're doing that again with this next signature series too. So just be aware that it'll be available for retailers, and you might see it at your local store before you find it on monumenthobbies.com. Look at us playing fair.
Playing fair. Nothing but the fair.
We love our partners.
We do.
We don't get anywhere without our partners. That includes you guys and gals out there buying and using our stuff. The retailers selling our stuff. The distributors distributing our stuff. We get it.
Woo! Oops.
Everybody along that chain is important. The Monument Hobbies ecosystem.
All right. Looking pretty good.
Telling you, man, dark burgundy's a pretty neat
Well,
color.
how's it going? Burgundy looks great. That looks really nice.
But I think I'm going to move maybe to plum over the top of the dark burgundy. Just playing with colors here. Move to dark plum. Bring a little bit of the purple back in. The universal base color. Yes, dark purple. What are you painting? Paint it purple first.
Doesn't matter what it is. Paint it purple first.
Polly, what's going on? Yeah, I do start a lot of my flesh with dark purple too. But as you can see, like this model, we started the gold, the non-metallic gold with dark purple, so it's got some dark purple in the shadows of the gold. Started the back of the cloak with dark purple. Started, or the inside of the cloak with dark purple. The back, the actual showing color, I started with black green. And I got to figure out where I'm going to move from black green. Because with the green tone to the gold armor, I really like the idea of a kind of, you know, faded camo-y green almost for the cape. But right now I'm worried about the inside of this. You're using dark purple as the color for leather on your Cruel Boys? I like it.
Ooh, yeah, I like that.
I like it. Try mixing dark purple with some of your browns and such. I think you'll be surprised at what you can get. Yeah, see, we'll bring back a little bit of the red, a little bit of the bluishness over the burgundy there.
All right. One Baron Strucker complete. Base and everything. Yeah. Now, do we go to the other guy? Or do we go to Pyro? Pyro's pretty cool.
That immediately brings us back into the frame of more reds. Without doing the standard pyro red, burnt red kind of red, which I don't like the way it looks with this particular gold workup, which is why we switched the way our leather. I was going for kind of a ox blood leather feel on his surcoat and leggings, and I moved away from that because I didn't like the pure red feel up against the gold. But I think this works a lot better. Zeno, what's going on? Everybody's having a good end of your week, sliding into the weekend head first.
It is a pretty rad end to the weekend, that's for sure. Or end of the week.
I don't know what's going on around here tonight for game night. I know Phil said he can't stick around.
I don't think people
are. Huh?
I don't think people are sticking around tonight.
What? I know Gabe's going to like...
Yeah, he's got like a camp thing that he's doing.
The mountains.
Yeah, he's going to Flagstaff.
Flagstaff. I don't know if Mr. Sushi's coming by.
Oh, no, he's also doing the Flagstaff.
Those bastages.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. The bastages.
He has to go to Flagstaff. Because I have to go to Flagstaff.
And you don't have to do that. You're deciding to do so. Somewhere in all of that was a decision that was made in which you accepted the fact that you'd be going to Flagstaff.
Make sure we pull the inside of the cloak away from the leather a bit. The leather has a lot of reds and oranges in it too, so always trying to keep pace with keeping my colors different enough for different materials on a model, but I can bring the whole palette and make it feel like they're part of the same family, maybe whatever. They might have been even going for the same color, but whatever the cloak is made out of just can't get the same coloring. I like to think that in fantasy times, right, you don't have the ability to just dye something whatever color you want. Can't necessarily dye leather and cloth and metal all the same. Those slight hue differences between those materials will tell a better story. Sci-fi, all bets are off, right? Sci-fi could just do the same color for everything if you want. It doesn't always turn out the way you expect, but I feel like the story is more prone to allow that to happen.
Starting with a base coat of burnt orange and warm yellow. I might actually just go to burnt orange here because solid coverage on this first coat to build up from. Hit the recesses where it still is showing some of that black part of the zenithal. These I primed a long time ago, and now I would not prime these with zenithal.
Do you remember when Wolverine was Australian in the original animated series? Was he?
Wolverine or... Oh, what, really? Yeah, burnt orange is very fitting for Pyro.
Wad, you're driving up for TMX tonight? What does that mean? Tim, going to another store for paint night. Nice. Meet new people.
Please explain why not a zenithal. Like Jason, I generally prefer to work off of a black base coat and then build up my colors from there. Just a personal preference.
One of the things is like priming a zenithal highlight on a model is a great way to start recognizing light and the placement of light on three-dimensional surfaces as you're starting to paint. And then you may use that and continue to use that process to define your lighting and your volumes early on so that it gives you a really good visual play-by-play. It's a good cheat sheet. But as you start painting more and you start getting a lot more of those skills developed to just recognize when you look at a model, to be able to see it and say, I really want the light to come off of the top or the right shoulder or left shoulder or however you do it, you'll start to see that initially and you'll just start painting towards that. And you won't need to take that extra step. But it is a very beneficial thing to do. Don't ever think that it's wrong. But you will find that we don't do it very often unless we're teaching that type of process.
Yeah.
We don't paint with a lot of, unless we're doing like that kind of speed paint method, right?
Yeah.
If we're using our transparents and a lot of glaze wash medium. So these models were done that way. Zenithal Prime, then use our transparents over the top so that the brightness you're seeing is from the Zenithal Prime more than anything else. And you can get models done very quick that way.
Yeah, and
so if you're painting fast, it's a great method to always use for that.
Yeah, I used to paint these really fast, and I started slowing down because I wanted them to look nicer. So, some of the models that I primed with intention of painting really fast end up having to take a little bit more time because I have to cover up those lighter colors.
Yeah, and like Soner and Tim, you're saying you can use the Zenithal highlight to be able to show you the details on the model. I think it's great, right? Being able to do that, get a really good understanding of the model. I'm going to pull this down, take photos of it so I can send it to Mo.
Oh, yeah.
Mo's model that he's never going to get.
Do you want me to just go put it in the photo booth?
Need to take photos.
Do you want me to just go put it in the photo
Hey,
booth?
Gabe! See if we can get Gabe to scream, "I'm coming!"
He does do that.
Gabe did not scream, "I'm coming!" He screamed, "What do you want?" He's getting an attitude, chat. Can you make some glorious photography happen of that model?
I can.
She's naked, don't get crazy.
Thanks.
Thank you, Gabe. Then Mo can have his model.
Yeah. Mo gets his model back.
Goes under OK to share. We might have to go in and edit those photos. All right, I'm kind of happy with that. I'm gonna let that grow on me for a while. Then we're gonna figure out the green. The green, we have black green on there. We're gonna have to mix, or am I gonna just go through the camos? I think I'm just gonna go through.
We're just adding progressively more of that warm yellow to this mix as we're building up this yellow color, moving through the oranges to the bright oranges into the yellows.
Sometimes when the model is all one color, you can't tell the difference between stuff on the model. Yeah, I think I use my base coating a lot to try to figure out because I base coat the whole model pretty much the same color when I'm doing my undercoat, right? Like dark purple or whatever. One of the reasons for that is to keep it kind of exploratory, so you can kind of get a feel as you're doing your base coats as to what is that? Oh, I'm not supposed to paint that color, that kind of stuff. But Zenithal definitely helps that out a lot. Help you identify when things are, oh, that's not part of the skin at all.
Yeah, there's a lot of good reasons to do Zenithal. Don't take the fact that Jason and I don't generally use it bog standard as us thinking it's bad, because it is.
No.
This is definitely not that.
No.
And some people's brains work better in creating a miniature working from that light color down. Mine happens to work better working from dark to light. Feels like I'm molding the miniature with color, as opposed to trying to work with what's already there. Which is funny to say because the model's already sculpted, but it's just the way I feel, chat. It's just the way I feel.
Oh, here he goes, getting all emotional on us.
Been an emotional day.
Has it been an emotional day for you?
Yeah, it's been a really rough day, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
House stuff.
House stuff?
Yeah.
What's the matter?
You
don't have to talk about it. I don't want to put you under.
Yeah. Well, we can
Under the
talk
microscope.
We can talk about it later. House stuff. I did not get any sleep last night, basically at all.
Oh, is there a problem?
Maybe.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Something burst?
Well,
No,
huzzah,
not that
huzzah.
kind of problem.
I'll just throw back my legs and pollute my breeches with delight.
Oh, loud neighbor.
Well, huzzah, huzzah. I'll just throw back
Gifted
my legs
sub.
and pollute my breeches
Thank you,
with
Twitch
delight.
Summerlin, for the gifted sub. Congratulations to Webby76. Enjoy being part of crew. Sounds like you need more whiskey in your life. I don't drink. Hardly at all.
We're cheap dates around here.
Yeah.
At Monument Hobbies.
Yeah, like Jason, I just don't really drink. I never grew a taste for it, and I have no interest in acquiring a taste for it. It's expensive and not worth my time. And while some days I am not as perky and peppy as I usually am, booze is not really going to help.
What?
Yeah.
I had to do some Payne's Gray first. Throw some shadows on the green. Feeling is your first problem. You're just not supposed to do that. Quit with the whole feelings thing.
But yeah, the other thing that sucks is I have like 1 million mosquito bites on my legs. Which sucks.
You're tasty.
Pictures.
Oh, can you go put it on my desk?
Oh, yeah.
That way we'll remember to ship it. Thank you, Gabe.
Yes, sir. You betcha.
Are you happy with the photos?
Yeah. Oh.
Camera.
Good camera.
Start looking for one.
Yep. Oh, I can do that. No, thank you, Gabe.
Yeah, I love how he says thank you for taking the photos that I asked him to take.
Yeah.
Gabe's a good guy.
What a goober.
Gabe's a good guy.
Yeah, he's gonna help me out tonight after work momentarily. Very kind of him.
Start getting that very brief kind of dark bluish black shadow built up over the black green.
Well, huzzah,
Whoa.
huzzah. I'll just
Whoa.
throw back my legs and
So many
pollute my
subs.
britches with
So many
delight.
gifted subs. What the heck? Twitch Summerlin. You know what? It's Friday and I got paid. Well, thank you. That's
Twitch
very kind
Summerlin
of
with
you.
a 10 gifted subs. Hero mode
Wow.
activated.
Christmas Sushi got a gifted sub out
Oh,
of it?
no.
He most certainly did.
No. Beef in the hole, long nap. Garage. Nubzors. Source does. LTO Mike. Goon.
Christmas Sushi.
Christmas sushi. Richard Needs also. Holy hell. There's no filter on that thing. Dano Paints. Welcome back to the fold if you're coming back with a sub that's been gifted, or welcome to the fold for the first time if it's your first sub.
I'll just throw back my legs and pollute my britches with delight.
Make sure to use those newfound emotes and give Twitch Summerlin a bunch of hugs and handies.
Throw back my legs and pollute my britches with delight.
Whoa now. Oh no.
Well, huzzah, huzzah. I'll just throw back
Ooh,
my legs
we're gonna
and
get a
pollute
lot of
my
those,
britches with delight.
Switch lines being played.
Twitch, thank you so much.
I hope you have a wonderful Friday.
Well, huzzah, huzzah. I'll just throw back my
Or,
legs.
you know what?
and
I hope you
pollute
have a
my
wonderful
britches
weekend,
with
too.
delight.
Uh-oh, he's giving you all the days.
Yeah. You know what? I just hope you have a good one. Or good all of them.
Well, huzzah, huzzah. I'll just throw back my legs and pollute my britches with delight. Well, huzzah, huzzah. I'll just throw back my legs and pollute my britches with delight.
It's really rough definition on the shadows here. Clean it up with the other colors we do over the top. whenever I am painting in shadows, I like to do it earlier than later. If I get my midtones and my highlights on, then painting shadows becomes a lot more difficult. But here we look like we're Payne's Gray blue almost entirely on the shadow side, and then as we come back to this side, we get our green back. So it's really just about hiding your blue away from the light. Or your shadow color, I guess. You're not always using blue.
PBS Charles. Happy Friday. Curious what the model Jason is painting on. That is, in fact,
Lay Death Knight.
Lay Death Knight.
From Journeyman Miniatures, available over on our site. Exclamation point store in chat. Go get one.
This is the Charles, I think it is. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
It is a fantastic model, about 90 millimeters. Great size. Always put him up against Space Marines to... He's a big. Lots of good definition, and the sculpt is incredible. I'm working on the cloak.
It is, and I'm good. Excellent. I'm glad to hear it, man. Man just moved cross country.
He moved across country?
He did indeed.
From where to where?
From Washington.
To where?
Where exactly did you move to again? I know it's the middle of nowhere. Toledo.
Ohio, Toledo.
Wait, you moved to Ohio? Really? I thought you moved further than that.
Now back to green. With Lay Dark camo. And again, kind of rough brush strokes you'll see me apply here. But now to the highlight sides. And then just kind of let it leave a rough edge down where it should go into shadow.
A fellow Toledoan. What a small world. Bo, you live in the middle of nowhere? Remember, I'm a city kid, all right? I grew up in, like, Seattle. That's about as city as it gets.
Mo lives on a farm in the middle of nowhere.
Apparently in the actual middle of nowhere. Well, Charles, regardless, it's great to see you, buddy.
Charles already making friends. T-Mac. Also in Toledo. The Monument Hobby Stream, bringing nerds together.
Bringing nerds together. All right. Bringing in more of this this warm yellow, almost exclusively warm yellow at this point. Going slow, we're building it up.
Corn and beans for miles and miles and miles and miles and miles, says Mo.
That does in fact sound like the middle of nowhere. What have you got planned for? Well, we know what you got planned for this weekend, Jason. You're packing.
I have to pack millions of things.
Can't be millions.
I'm sure that's not adding to my stress at all. Somehow we have to move next week. Jen is going to have to be my rock this weekend. I'm sure I'm going to be stomping around the house saying, why hasn't this been thrown away? Why don't we just throw all of this away?
I threw away so much stuff I probably shouldn't have when I moved. Jake the Baron, can y'all give me some quick advice on natural brush care? By natural brush, do you mean like sable brushes? Or do you mean without using like brush soap? Because you should use brush soap. Or brush goop, rather.
So he's talking about natural brushes, but we'll wait to see.
Yeah, I would assume so. Yes, natural hair. Yeah, we have an amazing brush goop. Over here somewhere. We have the wonderful Gentastics Drunken Brush Goop, which is perfect for keeping the bristles of your brush nice and clean. Just a bunch of goop. And you run your brushes through it. Get them all sudsy. And it'll help break down all of the paint that you've got built up in there while you're working. It's a good idea to do this. Well, you can do it as much as you want. If you want to really be diligent about it, you can do it every time you finish using your brushes. I like to try and do it once a week, if possible. More often.
The more you do it, the longer your brushes will last.
Correct.
So never be afraid to clean your brushes all the time.
Yep.
I am very lazy about it. Don't
So
clean
am
them
I.
near enough.
You get a nice little lather in there. Then you can get in there and you can give it a little bit of a massage even. I like to do gently. You don't want to be super rough around the edges with them, but does a really nice job of keeping your brushes nice and clean, keeping all the gunk out of the ferrule. This stuff is amazing, and we sell it on our store, which was awesomely just put in there by Jen herself. Jen makes the brush goop.
No way.
Jen, just in case you didn't know, Jen makes the drunken brush goop.
No way.
It's her brush. Well, we also have some other people who help, but
It is definitely Jen's brainchild.
it is Jen's brainchild.
Got her name on it.
Gosu, there's nothing odd about cleaning models being relaxing. I definitely enjoy cleaning and assembling models while watching some shows, and it is a very relaxing experience. Wad Tomato, I don't disagree with you. I think the thing about Seattle for me is it always felt like there was everything everywhere all the time. It may not be as like densely populated as a lot of other cities are, but it is like the Seattle metropolitan area is freaking huge. It is gigantic. Spans a very large portion of Washington, and there are a lot of people that live in there. So that's kind of what I'm referring to specifically when we talk about like being city for me. So technically, yes, I am wrong. You've won this bout, Gosu.
What did he say?
He pointed out that I was actually technically wrong in saying that Seattle is as city as it gets.
Oh, yeah, definitely not.
Yeah. To be fair, this is probably more city than I've lived in a long time.
I was gonna say Phoenix's sprawl is much bigger. You
Then-
obviously have not been to Texas.
I mean, the Seattle metro area is pretty huge. Going all the way up from Bothell to South Center, basically, is the Seattle metro. That's a large span of. Maybe it's actually not as. Maybe it's smaller than I thought. Now that I think about it.
We're letting his brain kick in here, folks.
Yeah, I'm like, wait a second. It takes me about the same amount of time to drive from Bothell. Well, no, because it's about an hour. About an hour's drive from tip to tail on the freeway. So, look, okay, I've never been to Texas, all right? I'm not saying my
we have a lot of
experiences.
Texans in chat, and all the Texans are laughing right
This
now.
is my personal experience, chat. My personal experience. I'm allowed to be wrong. It's okay. One day I will spend some time in Texas and learn.
Oh, nobody's saying
the
you
error
need
of my
to.
ways.
Nobody's saying you need to go to Texas.
Texas is obnoxious.
It's obnoxiously big, that is for sure. You sweet summer child. You have not driven across the Houston Metroplex.
If you're wrong, I don't want to be right. Yeah,
Houston's number 4.
I did not realize.
Yeah, San Antonio's pretty big too. I never had a good feel for how large the San Antonio Metro was, but it's pretty damn big. Jake, did your military training in Texas?
All right, we're here.
Twitch Summerlin, take it easy. Thank you so much for the gifted subs.
Yeah, thank you.
Have
for
a
hanging
great
out.
weekend.
Enjoy your weekend. I'm up to pure warm yellow now, chat. Finally getting to feel that yellow soup coming through.
It was Wad Tomatan that called you out, not Gosu.
I thought Gosu.
No. But they are now saying that they are the same people.
Okay. Well, so in my defense, both of you have purple names in chat right now. So, and it's kind of hard to read your names because your names are purple
On a black background.
on a black background.
It's the dark blue ones that really mess you up.
Yeah, the dark. I literally have to be like, what the heck is that one?
Yeah, the dark blue is literally the roughest one. I think I need to be edged.
Color a little bit. For
A
saturation.
little more exposure. That's the way we... Gosu's name is red on yours. He's purple on ours. I don't know how Twitch figures that out. I don't know if you don't pick one, does it just give you a random one? Because I've called people out like, why is your name blue? And they're like, it's not, it's green. I'm like, no, it's not.
It's probably just randomly generated for anybody who's viewing chat. It's
could
probably
be, yeah.
different.
Yeah, Seattle metropolitan area, a little under 6,000 square miles. Phoenix, a little under 15,000 square miles.
Wait, really?
Yeah, about a third the size. A little over a third the size for Seattle. We're, what is that, 300% bigger?
Well, what's considered to be a part of the Seattle Metro? So my understanding of what is technically in the Seattle Metro might be wrong. I thought it was all the way from Bothell down to like South Center.
He's just making words up, Chad.
Or Tequila, I should say.
He's just making words up now.
I mean, if we're getting specific with it, we're getting specific. Everything I'm thinking, it's not that much. Remember, there's a bunch of water in there. Yeah, that's true, I guess. Like Lake Washington and all that stuff. All right, I am just a goober. And my sense of scale, not so good sometimes.
Talk to Jen.
Is Jen the same way?
I need you to, after the stream, I need you to go put a bunch of paint in a box and go ask her how much paint is in this box. Don't ask questions, just do it.
Okay. Can I put one bottle of paint to make it really easy on Jen?
Then she'll get it.
Okay.
Then she'll get it. We always joke. I'm like, we were talking about measurements for like the. She's like, oh, the shame today. I was like, because I'm very good at eyeballing things and being like, it's about 5 feet, you know, and I'm like plus or minus a range where you very rarely get in trouble. And so sometimes I forget, and I'm like, so how far does that look like it is to you? Like, I don't know what it is. Let's say I'm on the phone. I'm like, so what does it look like? And she's like, oh my God, you know I can't do that.
It's funny because I'm really good with inches, but I'm not so good with feet.
When it's in smaller scale, is that what you mean?
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't get to be too
like
crazy.
If you show me like for instance. Oh, you can't see anything because I need to zoom out because I'm all the way zoomed in. I bet if you measured this, that this is like 5.5 inches from here to here. In a straight line.
Very close, yes.
Get the tape measure. I have one. I can go run and grab it. I'll go. You know what?
He's very close because these are 31
go
millimeter bottles, so each one's just a little over an inch. So he's very close. But he's cheating because he knows the width of the bottles. So, there you go. It's going to be a real shame when I'm packing the house by myself. She knows better than that. She knows one way that we're definitely not moving next Wednesday is to leave all the packing up to me. Jen is a highly intelligent creature who would not err in that manner. A lot of glazed wash medium, a little bit of water. Using my adult brain cell and stirring it up with the handle of the brush rather than the bristle part of the brush.
Okay. Watch, this is gonna be like 6.5 inches. I'm gonna look like an idiot.
It's not 6.5. It may be very close to 6 though.
Yeah. It was like 5 3/4.
Yeah. Gonna say. I have an unfair advantage because I know the size of the boxes that the Signature Series go in, and I know that they're 3 across.
But here, I'll close my eyes, and I'll make a random, probably on stream, distance of 2 things. Okay, here we go.
Here we go. He's gonna prove it to you here, chat. He doesn't know how big Seattle is, but he's gonna show you how big this is.
7 3/4.
7 3/4. No way.
Oh no, I'm really off.
You're way off.
I'm way off. Never mind, chat.
Way
Ignore
off.
me.
Back to painting.
Back to painting. Hey, hey, we're gonna paint some yellow, chat.
Today on the stream,
Hey, use the force.
painting some MCP.
And we're gonna paint some, hey, look at this game that doesn't require measurement.
Hey chat.
Specific with a ruler.
Hey chat.
With
That was
inches.
beautiful, by the way.
Hey, look, what's up, chat? How's it going? Hope you're all having a fun Friday. I'm having a great Friday. It's awesome. I think my ruler's broken.
This ruler is incorrect.
Yeah, my ruler is incorrect.
Is an incorrect ruler.
I was only off by 1 1/4 inches. Not so bad. I promise you I'm better than that. I'm just under the weather today. My brain's not working so good. You know what? We're not going to go back to that. I'm not digging myself
Yeah, I was
a
gonna
deeper
say
hole.
just quit while you're ahead.
That was great.
Using the airbrush to do some blending on the cloak. It is a very long, broad piece of resin.
I'm here for your entertainment, chat. And Jason's.
We've got a very thin amount of camo green in here.
Yeah, Songer, this is warm yellow mixed with some burnt orange up to warm yellow at the highlights right now. I gotta paint his butt. Boop.
That has cleared up. Remember I said apply your first layer you can do fairly rough. And the idea being that come back with the airbrush, it'll smooth out all of that while also blending. So you can see how all my brush strokes from the previous dark camo green, I have a little bit of a chunky brush stroke right there that I can hit. Right? But the rest of that was smoothed out, but it doesn't appear airbrushed, right? So the goal when using the airbrush as a blending tool is to do your starting work with the brush, right? And you have your brush strokes. You can see like the end of my brush stroke there, but it gives a texture to the model that feels done by hand, right? As opposed to when we airbrush something entirely, right? We're always fighting that fuzziness, right? You get that kind of fuzzy look. So instead of, on a model like this where we haven't used the airbrush for anything other than blending so far, we don't want to get an airbrush look going. So we just do the brush strokes big and chunky, and then we use the airbrush to blend over the top of that. And we can do that multiple times. So we've done it here at the midtones and the shadow layer, and then I can start adding in my midtones and highlights, and then I can come back with my highlight color or a bright midtone and use the airbrush. The key is that you have to use it as a filter very, 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 very thin. Right? So I use this both thin and viscosity, so it runs more like water, but it's also a very thin color paint. So if I show you, right, no moisture on this brush, obviously, right? But you can see how thin the paint actually is. It doesn't have a whole lot of opacity going on here at all.
How's it going, Aaron? AC Miniatures, what's going on?
Right. So being able to learn the airbrush and get comfortable with it for base coating is huge. Prime, base coat, use it the way it is intended to be for those things. Speeds up your painting. Using it very, very thin to be able to be a blending tool for you can help you on larger surfaces. Tanks, long cloaks like this, where maybe your brush strokes, maybe you're not as good at hand blending as you want to be, but you don't want it to look airbrushed, so that's what I'm doing here. I still leave a little bit of texture. Right, but if we look at this area right here where we have that kind of chunkier brush stroke going, basically just want to bring your airbrush in close. You're going to find yourself doing all of this stuff very, very close in, right? And I'll just hit that area. Kind of a pulsing manner here. Right.
Oof.
Build up color. And get rid of those brush strokes. Now I'm doing it at a very steep angle on the model too, so I'm picking up the, because I'm shooting basically straight down the model. So any place where there are ripples in the resin, it will also act kind of like almost a dry brush. doing that because I'm using a brighter color, so this is my highlight direction. Okay. Makes things mucho easier.
Man, dealing with network issues is actually the worst.
Network after getting internet installed. Did you move? Aaron, did you move to a new place? We're about to have that problem. Glad I don't stream from the house anymore. I gotta tell you, when we moved into the office, at an office for the first time way back, and had the stream move to the office, it was like heavenly. It was like the amount of garbage you have to go through with home internet when you're trying to use it for streaming, you know?
Is it really bad?
Well, I mean, you know, you think about like if you have internet TV, right?
Yeah.
And every now and then it buffers a little bit, and you get used to it and you don't care.
Yeah.
Right? The thing loops around a little bit, and then your show continues, and you're like, great. Unless it happens incessantly and keeps you from watching your show, Netflix can't connect, whatever, you usually don't think about it. As soon as that little spinny thing were to happen while you were streaming, it could literally turn your stream off.
Oh, that sucks.
And then you have to restart the stream. But, you know, you could lose all your viewers, chat resets, all that kind of stuff. So a minor, what we would think about as being super minor for just a homeowner with internet, right? You had to reload your web page. When you're streaming, becomes a major issue.
Yeah.
And so having, you know, commercial internet, it still has problems, but very, very rarely. Just a new line. All right, Aaron. Gotcha. Why would you choose to do a thing like that? Get faster internet? You never use an airbrush on your figures, just vehicles and terrain? Manchu Warrior? It's a fantastic tool for using on everything. It really, really is. And if you can get good at, you know, using it as a blending tool, you see the power that it has that will not only speed up what you're doing, but also give you the ability to treat the model a little different. It's how I did all of the final blending on the gold armor. Right before the final highlights, I went in with the pale yellow, thinned it way down, and airbrushed it to clean up because we did all the non-metallic gold on Dante in one stream. It was a Friday stream, an hour and a half, that I spent doing gold armor on him because we took him from primer to the gold armor being almost done in one stream. In one stream.
Yeah.
And I think we went an hour over, so it might have been 2 hours, right, that I spent doing the gold. And so, you know, we did all the gold that way, and when we left, it was a little rough because I was just doing chunky highlights and marking it and kind of sketching it in. A little bit of blending as I go brighter, and then knowing that on the Saturday I came back in with the airbrush and hit it with the airbrush, and now, you know, you lose all that. There's still some texture where I need it, right? But by and large, it smoothed out all of that and made it to where you can paint something super, super fast and get a really, really good look to it and not have to, you know, kind of skimp on the technique that you might want to use or any of that. So definitely a great tool, but it kind of shocks people sometimes when you say, hey, I didn't use the airbrush on that model to put color on it. I use the airbrush to blend the colors I put on with the brush. So you can use the airbrush for base coating, and then you can come back and do exactly what I just started doing here on the cloak. It's not as visible at dark colors, but it becomes way more apparent as you're doing brighter colors and blending your midtones and highlights for sure. C-Mac, I love it. All right.
Coming along nicely so far.
So just in a little bit of time today, taking it from just the base coat dark purple on the inside of the cloak and the base coat black green on the outside of the cloak, I now have a model that feels a lot more like a cohesive picture. That was really starting to keep me from being able to see the model's finish line with just the purple, right? Because we just had dark purple on the inside here, and it was so vibrant compared to everything else, even the dark purple being a deep color when I'm doing kind of desaturated browns and stuff on the leather, then it makes it very, very difficult for me to see my finish line, so to speak. All right, now I gotta figure if we're gonna keep the cloak in pure green like that, or if we want to drag some other colors in it. I kind of like. I put the Payne's Gray shadow on the cloak, which I'm really digging. I need to figure out like how pale I want to go with the green. What kind of texture I want to do on it. I think it really lends itself well to doing like a woolen texture, a bunch of stippling. I just don't know if I want to spend that kind of time on it. But we definitely could.
We definitely could. Oh, by the way, Jason,
Sir.
I think
Sir, yes, sir.
at the point with which Diablo gets cheap enough to the point that you would be interested in picking it up, I think you will enjoy it.
Well, I know I would enjoy it. I never said I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I just am not going to spend $69.95 on a game because I'm still enjoying
Which I fully support.
Last Epoch, and it is not, it turns out, $69.95.
Yeah. But I played it a bunch last night and I really enjoyed it. More so than I was expecting to.
You paid $90 for that game.
I paid $100.
I'm going to shame you. Oh, you paid the even bigger one.
Yeah. I paid
Oh,
$100. I mean,
what a shame.
look, if you're in it and you're going to be playing it a bunch and you're already in it for $90, what's an extra time?
It's the horrible people at Blizzard Activision getting that much more money. Now I've made it political.
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, I acknowledge 100% that their release of this game is about as scummy as you can make for a video game. Because they make it available only to the people who paid extra money for it, and they release it the day before the last day of the week, and it doesn't come out until the beginning of the following week for the official.
I don't know
release.
that. I mean, I don't have a problem with that.
But
Anything that you do that you give people the opportunity to choose is not a bad thing, I don't think. I mean, we can sit here and talk about a lot of things that are, but if you say, hey, you want to spend 20 extra bucks to play it 4 days early, then that's on the consumer. I don't know that that's scummy.
Well, I think it's the timing that they chose for it. Because they could have chosen to release it early on like a Tuesday, and then the game officially releases on a Friday, and then everybody has the weekend to enjoy it without having to like take off for most people or for a chunk of people.
Oh, you mean because it came out on a Thursday?
Because it pre-released on a Thursday and its official release isn't until the beginning of the week on
The Monday, yeah.
Yeah.
A little
That-
weird, but
that is
usually
scummy.
I think video games hit on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, don't they?
Most AAA games like this.
See, Blizzard,
Released
though,
on a
because they
Friday.
don't do anything on Steam, they kind of had to create their own thing because everything else is set up on the Steam release schedule, right? The Steam tends to release major titles on like Tuesdays, I think.
File Needs, thank you for the sub.
Well, huzzah, huzzah.
Welcome back
Throw
for
back
the
my
5th
legs and
month.
Pollute my britches with delight.
Good to have you here.
X-Packs would normally be on
Yeah,
Tuesdays.
WoW expansions are normally on Tuesday.
I feel like Tuesday is the video game release day, but it may be like
It generally is. It generally is. Some stuff, like new content releases, oftentimes will happen on Fridays instead of Tuesdays. But I think that's just because new product releases are generally on Tuesdays. Like new movies release on Tuesdays typically. So most video games will release on Tuesdays to coincide with that. Yeah, usually Tuesday because that's when DVDs would also release. Yeah, exactly.
I wonder if that's just an old thing that the
Oh,
industry
100
refuses to give up because it was like
100%.
CD release day was always Tuesday.
Yep, exactly. I like how this yellow suit's coming out. Nice contrast. Gotta paint the backside of it.
I don't care about any of that. The days of me giving a damn about when a video game releases are long behind me. The last time I get excited about a video game release and then you get it, you download it, and it's like, oh, that's not very good. I can't even remember when the last one was. Maybe because I didn't even get excited for Elden Ring. I was one of the naysayers. I was like, I don't think I care about Dark Souls in an open world.
Oh.
I want Dark Souls to be what Dark Souls always was. And then, Elden Ring hit, and I was like, okay, I'm wrong. I played it, I was like, okay, I'm wrong. Best
Yeah.
game ever in the history of ever.
Yeah. That is probably my number one game. As far as like if I'm thinking like critically, I think that game is just has all of the things that it needs to have.
Takes a lot of boxes.
Yeah, it takes pretty much all of them.
Discount Ben, yeah. I just don't care about him that much. I go on every now and then when I'm at home and I'm sick of YouTube and videos and crap. I don't do TV very well. Jen and I have a TV show we've been watching and sort of enjoying lately. And so I've been doing that. So that's kept me from playing video games. But it's only in those times in between where I'm like, oh, I'll see if there's any new games.
Yeah. To be fair, I haven't really played a lot of video games since moving here. My group of friends have not really had anything to like hold our attention. But we've all been playing Diablo forever, so you know, it hits that nostalgia spot for us. So we're gonna play it and enjoy it.
MechWarrior 5, yeah. The only one you can easily get now. Yeah. It's just MechWarrior Online single player. It's pretty good. The missions get tedious, but that's always been MechWarrior's downfall. There's a tremendous amount of mods and stuff, though. The modding community is pretty big for MechWarrior 5, so you can do some fun stuff.
What kind of mods do they make?
All the releases have got just the way that the missions work and things like that.
Like mission packs, basically.
There are a bunch of, like, you know, they just throw ridiculous amounts of stuff at you that doesn't make any sense. Here's this mission that says, oh, it should be an in and out, no problem. Limit your weight that you can take. Then you drop in and you get all the way through it, you're barely alive, and it says, oh no, there's another lance at the DZ. And it's an assault lance. Like 4 king crabs. And you don't even have any ammo left. Like, come on, man. It also gets a little annoying because it early on, it doesn't even throw other mechs at you. It's vehicle fest, you know? So it's all hunters, VTOLs, tanks, stuff like that. It just gets real monotonous. You want to fight mechs. It's a big stompy robot game. So a lot of the community generated stuff gets rid of that. Puts you fighting mechs earlier. Same thing with the Battletech game. The community driven content makes it good.
I'm excited to play first game of the campaign. Has Phil given you your marching orders yet?
Nope. Phil hates me.
What the heck, Phil? This guy wants to play some games.
Phil hates. He's afraid of me. Don't want to talk to me.
Probably because he has to play you in the first round.
He shouldn't, though. He's got all these other people. I don't know if he's ever talked to everybody else. Like Ruben and Eric.
Oh yeah, that's true. I don't think he's talked to them.
There were other people that wanted to jump in, too. Jacob. But yeah, once he gets everything sorted, I'm sure he will. I obviously have this move that cropped up in the middle of everything.
Yeah,
so
I mean, you're not going to be able to play right now anyways.
I can't play this weekend because I got to pack. So I won't be able to get games in until... The earliest would be like middle of the week, unless I were to try to do something tonight if people were staying for game night. But he can't. He's got a thing tonight to watch his brother's dog, I think, and then he was looking to play tomorrow, and I'm like, oh, that would be fun. This is not the weekend. Well, it's the weekend of a different kind of fun. It's the weekend of moving into our new house.
I mean, that's cool, though.
Oh, I'm excited. We took the dog over there. We got the keys and took the dog so she could see, and she ran around, got to run around in the backyard. And
did you have a good time?
Met one of our neighbors. So
oh, that's cool. Do you have a cool neighbor?
I think so.
Excellent. I had really
their
cool
yards
neighbors.
are littered with political signs, so that worries me a little bit.
Yeah, it's. I mean, Yeah, it's tough, right? Because like
It's hard not to prejudge, but it's okay.
it's one of those things. It's like I would say that a lot of the time people don't necessarily have to like bring their political views into the conversations that you have on a regular basis, but like that's also somebody who's posts a lot of their political views on their lawn.
Phil says I played
So
modded
maybe-
MechWarrior 5 almost once a week. That's awesome. I have not. I don't know why. I keep trying to dive into BattleTech, and I like MechWarrior 5 better than BattleTech. BattleTech, the video game, is more like the tabletop game, right? It's not a first-person shooter. It's tactical. Move your stuff like you would move a miniature. But holy hell, is it frustrating the way they throw the missions at you. Like, their missions are garbage sometimes. You just bang your head against the table. Like, what do you mean? I just barely, again, like the other game, it seems like this is the core of BattleTech, is I get through and I have to fight like 5 mechs and vehicles to destroy the warehouses at this little point. And then as soon as you get done, you're limping. You've probably lost a mech or a pilot has had to eject. You got 3 mechs limping out. You can see the little pickup zone, right? The LZ to get out. So you're marching to the LZ, and right before you get there, a dropship comes from nowhere of mercenaries that don't have anything to do with the mission, who drop in and are mad at you for some reason, right? Because somehow the people that own the warehouse were able to call Mercenaries Are Us in the last 2 minutes
and be like,
and get a full
hey.
lance of fresh mechs that jump in. And even if it's all like wasps and stingers and a locust, it's like 4 or 5 mechs it dumps on you and shoves into your face when you got like the last time I did it, I was out of ammo on all my big weapons. None of my missiles had any ammo left. I had a few lasers, and it was like I ran to the LZ anyway, but it wouldn't pick me up until I killed them.
That's
so I was
ridiculous.
like, well, I just turned it off.
I just turned it off.
I just turned it off. Yeah, don't play fighting games, Ashmedai says. I don't need a video game to beat my head against a table.
I like fighting games a lot. I am into that grind.
No, Wad, it's a good game. Old Cat says you just gotta hit your shots in a game that's completely random. Aye, aye, sir. Aye, aye, sir. 87% chance to hit with the PPC. Miss. Miss. Miss.
Man, you got to work on your die rolling skills
Aye,
before
aye,
you
sir.
start playing that game
It
again.
doesn't even give you the chance to roll die. I can't even go buy like cheater dice in BattleTech. It's all online. But they somehow with like it doesn't show you the percentages for the enemy to hit you, but somehow they land all their shots.
That's why they don't show you.
They alpha strike you. They alpha strike you with LRMs and seem to hit everything.
Oh my gosh,
You know.
that's brutal. I do not want to get blasted with LRMs.
I play modded BattleTech, and so you don't have the ability to do aim shots all the time and all that stuff. Aiming your shots won't give you any better hit. It actually makes it harder to hit in BattleTech. So. Unless they're down or you didn't move. And again, I play, I can't remember what's it called?
Plan?
No. It's, I can't remember what the big mod that I play is for BattleTech. It's like arguably the hardest set of missions. It really ramps the rate up. It lets you choose, but I go in and leave the settings on default. It's already brain-beatingly hard. But like your first missions, you can it doesn't send you on like a story of any kind. It just lets you pick missions all over the star map, and you pick like the half skull or 1 skull missions as you're starting out. You have like 4, maybe 5 mechs if you get lucky. It's kind of cool because you pick an RPG element, your background and all that, and it gives you free perks, and one of them you get a free mech after your first launch though. So you got to go fight your first fight before you get it. And you go out in your first one, and it's totally random the mechs it gives you, and you get the worst mechs a lot of times. So I literally, the last time that I played, I got the worst opening loadout. I got frustrated and went and re-rolled. Because my mechs were so bad. It was horrible. It was legitimately horrible. You always use energy weapons in mech games. Yeah, in BattleTech, though, you don't have a choice, right? Because you don't start with any weapons. You don't start with enough money to go buy a bunch of weapons. The price for weapons is pretty high in the modded BattleTech, the way I play it. And so you got to kind of deal with what you got. And I like that. But like I said, it is like a random roll of the mechs you get. And sometimes you just get garbage. You know, it seems to give you the worst chassis, like the worst variants of all the mechs you get too. You never get the good one. The perk mech can be pretty good. Like, I don't remember what it's called, but I choose the class that gives you a free bushwhacker as an inheritance from your great-great-granddad or something. But you have to play through a mission first before you get it. You play through the mission, and then you get the bushwhacker. And I got, like, arguably one of the best bushwhackers, right? Like LBX-10, 2 ER large lasers, 2 SRM-6s or something like that. I got a real heavy hitter bushwhacker. So that's the campaign I'm playing on now. But that one mech has to do everything. Because all my other ones are like a Hornet, which is like arguably the worst mech ever made in the history of ever. I can't even remember. They're all inconsequential. I got a Cicada that's horrible. I think I got a Locust, also horrible. Oh, I got a Jenner 7D, so that's not too bad, but it overheats instantaneously. So now you're just trying to go through and build more equipment on it. Mo, isn't that a story mission, though? No, in modded BattleTech, it's just open world. You just go do what you want to do. Like, you could literally drop in and go to planets that have, like, 4 and 5 skull missions as you're brand new. I mean, you'll never live. But... Games played poorly. I was going to say, it feels like XCOM. It feels like a lot like XCOM.
I never played XCOM.
Yeah, Ashmedai, getting an Archer in PC BattleTech, any kind of big missile boat makes the game feel better. I had a Thunderbolt with 2 LRM-15s. Even a Griffin. You can get the Griffin with dual LRMs. I think what else I had. A Kentaro with a tremendous amount of LRM-5s. Any kind of... Once you start getting a missile boat, then you can start doing area denial and a lot of... what is it called? The pilot morale system in BattleTech. If you just hit them with a bunch of missiles, it doesn't even have to do a lot of damage to the mech. You can cause them to flee and eject. If you've just got them to where they're just so shaken up by being hit every turn, the enemy will eject pretty quick. But you got to hit them.
Man, SRMs are probably my favorite gun in the game.
Yeah, you can't... In BattleTech, it's hard to go heavy energy unless you get clan mechs with all the double heat sinks. Early on, you don't have a lot to deal with. Again, it's just kind of the early game forces you to really, really dig in and figure out your tactics, and I like that. But sometimes you're just way outgunned. They'll throw like 10 mechs at you, or like 2 full lances of mechs and vehicles at you on your first mission, and they don't stage them. Like, they're all there coming, one from north, one from south, and you're defending this place until like turn 10. You have to defend the place and make sure you have... I think the last one I played was you had to make sure there were 2 of the supply depot buildings left after 10 or 12 turns, right? And I had exactly 2 left at the end of 12 turns. Like, it was getting like butt-clenchingly close, you know? And because I just couldn't... I might have killed 3 mechs in the whole thing against 12. There were 3 lances that they threw at me. I have 4 mechs. There was a convoy that came in to help me. The convoy was a command truck, which has like a, I don't know, an AC-2 on it. And then none of the other vehicles that were in the command thing, I don't know if that's random or not, none of them had anything worth talking about. Like machine guns, you know? Yeah. And then there were towers. There were like 3 towers at the base that as soon as the command truck got in, it turned those on. That happened like turn 5. So for 5 turns of back and forth, I was just trying to get my mechs out far enough to keep the enemy from closing on the buildings. Mm-hmm. But they had mechs that were like jump 8, you know? They had like all these stingers. They had a Locust with jump jets. There's like a pirate locust. It had all this stupid crap that could just get in and jump right in on the buildings and start shooting the buildings. So then you have to go kill them. Anyway, it's nice tactically, but when they turned the turrets on, it got a little bit better. But then, of course, they focused the turrets down, which is probably what saved me. But yeah, you have 4 mechs, and that's it. That's all you get. It's like, okay. Let's see if it...
Ugh. That is not a lot of mechs.
Keeping the towers alive buys you a little time, but you really can't keep them alive, right? Because they were bringing in mechs that had tremendous amounts of LRMs, right? And I don't know how much of that is all RNG, like because in the modded BattleTech, you don't get to like, it's not that mission is the same. Like in the base level BattleTech, if you start the story campaign and you go through the story campaign, the missions are the same each time. So when you replay them, you know what to do, right? In the modded one, it's not that way. It just throws random crap at you. What was a game that started out in a mech that barely makes it out of the hangar during an ambush? All of them. That's like the quintessential BattleTech storyline is that you're the son or the guy that's just barely had any training, and you get blackmailed on a planet, and your mercenary company gets destroyed, and your dad dies, and you know you're in the practice mech that they used on the shooting grounds, you know, and you just have to run away. You have to stay alive in your first mission. That's literally like every BattleTech game ever, you know.
That's so funny.
MechWarrior 5, that's the way it starts. It goes through a whole story. If you play the base one, it goes through a whole story, and your dad dies, and I think you're in a Centurion or a Shadowhawk or something. You get away with a medium mech, and you run away, and you have to stay alive as you're going through. And like your dad's second in command stayed alive, and he stood back, or your dad stood back to defend you and dies. I don't remember what it is. It's always one of those tear-jerker stories. They're all literally, if you read Decision at Thunder Rift, it's exactly the same thing. The first BattleTech books set that up, and now every game just follows that story. It's all Decision at Thunder Rift. Yeah, you get a Centurion. Crescent Hawks. Crescent Hawks Inception was the first one. I have that in the box on floppy disks if you would like to buy it. With the poster. Yeah, exactly, Vile Needs. It's like, oh, and look, it's against a Timberwolf. It's like, wait a minute. Decision at Thunder Rift was against like a Marauder. You know, it's like a 75-ton mech that comes chonking in on you, and the biggest mech your entire force has is a rifleman. It's like, yeah, Crescent Hawk's Revenge or something like that. Yeah. Whew. Yeah, the Crescent Hawk's Inception, I still remember. It was really fun. As a kid, it was like the best thing ever if you love BattleTech. But all those games tend to feel like... He's looking really good. All those games tend to feel like as soon as you get an Assault Lance, like if you have 2 Assault Mechs and 2 Heavies, you kind of are unbeatable. Assuming you're not just running 2 Banshees that only have, like, the ability to hit people with fists. Like in BattleTech, the first time I played it, when I got a King Crab, I got like a Quad Zero King Crab because I headshot it when it fought me, and I had an Atlas and an Archer, either an Archer or maybe a Catapult C1, I think, and then a Wolverine or something like that. Or no, it was a Thunderbolt by then. I had a Thunderbolt and an Archer, both loaded to the gills with missile launchers, and then a Quad Zero King Crab and an Atlas AS-7D, and the game just seemed to go on easy mode. It was like, okay, fight me, and literally, unless the RNG got lucky and like headshot you or did something crazy, which knockwood never happened to me. Can you get back in frame, Jordan? Says PPS Charles.
Sorry,
Stop tunnel visioning.
I'm painting butts.
2 Chargers and 2 Jaeger mechs. Yeah, exactly. Chargers in the game are horrible. I mean, they're pretty horrible anyway, but. RS Blunden, you just got your Go Bag Evo? Awesome.
Putting some golden yellow back on the butt.
Vile Needs says, what is the best one currently? Video game or mech? What are we talking about, Vile Needs? I think he's muted. Charles says, you're taking away the best part. You're painting the butt off screen.
Sorry, I know. I'm so sorry. Painting the butt now. On screen. Full view. Don't tell Twitch. They won't like that very much. Maybe.
The best game? I don't know, man. For Battletech? I guess it depends, right? Because MechWarrior 5 has got really good mods, and Battletech has really good mods. Do you like the tactical, turn-based combat game? Because Battletech is going to win your love that way. Or do you like the first-person shooter? Do you like MechWarrior Online a lot? If you like MechWarrior Online, that's what MechWarrior is. It's just got a different graphics engine, right? I think it's in Unreal 4 or something. So I think it depends largely on what game you like, what type of gaming you're looking for. I like them both. I have them both. I think they're both equally as good or have the same faults. They're basically the same game. One's first person and the other one's tactical, turn-based. That's the only difference. like I think they just have a different graphical engine. Same game.
Byron Dula asks, out of curiosity, do you recommend using a satin or a gloss varnish before washing? It depends. You certainly can. It will help with the capillary action of the wash when you do so, because you're going to be taking away some of the matte effects of the
yeah, his pyro's
the
looking
paint.
good.
And when you do that, all the paint wants to kind of move away from the surface and down into the recesses because it's smoother. So generally speaking, yes, you will get a better effect with the wash. However, a lot of the time you can just use a wash right over regular paint and it works just fine. I would say only do it if you really don't want to change the color of the surface of what you're painting. Is generally when I would use like a satin or a gloss wash, satin or gloss varnish pre-wash. Because what'll happen is we've talked about this very recently, how the kind of toothy effect of, let me zoom out a little bit so I can kind of show how like the toothy effect of matte paint will catch a lot of that paint and it will make it sit on the surface more. It will also collect that wash on the surface and it will stain the surface more than it would if you were to put a varnish on it and make it smooth and have it all sit in the recesses. So generally speaking, if I want to have a wash that's going to change the surface color of the model, I will not gloss or satin varnish it. But if I wanted to, like, what's a good example here? Do I have something that I can show? So on this guy, if I wanted to keep this yellow, but add like a dark wash to it, like a brown wash, to sit all in all the recesses without staining this yellow, I would put a gloss varnish on it first. Because then that gloss varnish is going to protect the paint and it's going to smooth it out so that paint is only going to sit in the recesses instead of sitting on the surface of the model. But a lot of the time you do also want that staining effect from the wash, in which case you want to work over a matte surface because you're going to get a lot more of that color from the wash on the surface. So I hope that makes sense. But that is my general rule of thumb. Yeah, if you want to filter, then no. If you want it only in recesses, yes. And don't forget, if you use it on the matte surface, you will still get dark lines with the wash anyways. So you'll still get that wash effect, but it will just tint the surface a lot more. So there are like some models that I'll paint really bright, like these guys, with the intention of washing over them because the surface is going to get tinted a lot by the wash that I'm using. And then there'll be situations like where if I'm painting something with like white armor, where I might want to glaze over it or go over it with like a gloss or a satin varnish or something to bring it back and keep that white really shiny. And Bakamaru, thank you. I am enjoying how this pyro is coming out. Part of my Hydra Force. Yeah, painting white armor. Yeah, you can go either way, but realize that if you go over the white armor without a satin or a gloss on it, you are going to tint that white significantly. Especially with white, because white is very prone to having its color changed because it's white. And specifically when talking with satin versus gloss, the glossier your surface is, the less staining effect you're going to get. So if you do like a full-on gloss, you're just going to get the recesses and very little staining. Satin, you're going to get somewhere in between. How's Death Knight coming over there?
Good.
Behaving?
Behaving? What do you mean? It's a model. Doesn't do anything. Doesn't move. Your models move?
Yeah. See?
I'd be very scared.
Model's moving.
Be very scared.
Model's moving. See?
You know your hand's moving.
It's off
while
camera.
holding the model.
It's on camera.
Chat. I worry.
See? It's off camera.
I worry for our boy Baby
It's on
J.
camera. It's off camera.
I worry
On camera.
for Baby J. Thinks his models are moving.
Look, I'm just trying to have some fun, alright? Ooh, we got some yellow today? Heck yeah, we do. In fact, we had yellow yesterday. And we had more yellow today. Lots of yellow on these MCP models. What the heck? And some even more yellow.
I'm doing texture.
I'm doing texture. Rogue is your favorite character on X-Men? Right on. Rogue is one of the characters that I painted up already. I really enjoyed painting Rogue. It was super fun. Paint all this red. Let's go paint some red. Bring this up to some bold pyro red.
Too close to my armor color. We can go like super green. That's the answer. Yellows?
What was the color you just used?
Dark yellow green. Dark yellow green.
What kind of color are you looking for in your next step?
I don't know. I don't have a plan. I'm putting paint on and then seeing how it looks and then putting more paint on.
Okay. All right. I'm on board.
I have no idea.
Mo asks, Jason, are you grabbing any of the 3 new Battletech Force packs coming out this month to add to your force?
I'm not adding anything.
He's done.
I mean, honestly, I went through and picked the chassis that I wanted the most out of everything available to mercenaries, and I didn't run into anything that didn't have a miniature, other than stuff that isn't being released by Catalyst Game Labs anytime soon, I don't think. So I don't know what's in the new packs. You'd have to tell me, but I don't think I care. It doesn't mean I wouldn't get them just to have, but unless they just had like a better version of a 3D printed model I had to buy.
Your 3D printed ones are pretty nice, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think I have any other than the Spectre, and they're not gonna make a Spectre, I don't think. And I didn't decide to run it in the opening salvo anyway. I'm running the the Locust, the Javelin, the Infield. If they made an Infield, I might look at the Infield, because the Infield's 3D printed. My Centurion's 3D printed, but I like it better than the one that Catalyst made. But I'm running the Infield, the Locust, the Javelin, and the Trebuchet. I don't really care. Pretty excited for the 10th edition launch box. Tyranids, Spezmarines.
Yeah, that should be coming up like literally any week. Because they just dropped the whole book.
Route says that Rouge is a decent class in Diablo 4.
Oh yeah?
The most famous nerd misspelling on the history of ever.
You playing some D4 there, Route? I've noticed that Paint Liquor is not here today, so I'm sure he is painting or playing a bunch of Diablo.
Chrome Hounds was a great mech game on Xbox. I remember hearing about it. I never had an Xbox 360, so I never played. Are the model lines by Journeyman limited lines, or will the model you were working on in the Morrigan be around for a while? They'll be around for a while. They will be around for a while. We are bringing on the Mindworks game stuff, and the Mindworks games are limited. So, as a matter of fact, some of the models that we will be getting in the next couple of weeks from Mindworks, I'll alert you guys through the Discord and here on chat during stream. But some of the Mindworks games models are already sold out on Mindworks site, and we have the last ones in the world. So we have like between 25 and 50 units of each of the limited edition ones. That some of them were limited to like 100 models, period, based on the deal that they were able to work with the artist. So there are quite a few limited edition ones from Mindworks that would be ones you would want to jump on if they're ones that interest you. Like I know we've got a few of the Oz models coming, which I don't know even exist anymore. There might be a few of them left in Europe, but some really, really cool stuff. But I'll let you know when those are about to hit. Go see you saw the Rouge and thought the same thing. The Urban Mech Lance, no. They really are coming out with a box set of Urban Mechs. Don't they already have the Command Lance or the Company Lance? It's like 12 of them. The hell's wrong with them? It's the meme mech.
For Chris.
Yeah, Chris Christmas Sushi is doing all Urban Mechs, or 3 Urban Mech, or did he do all? I think he did all 4.
I think he did all 4 Urban Mechs.
I'm gonna play Chris and teach him the error of his ways. He took 4 of the one that has the PPC. So all you have to do is take a bunch of medium laser mechs and stand right next to him, and he can't do anything to you. Because he'll never hit you with a PPC if you're adjacent to him. It has like a 3 hex minimum range. He'd be needing like 14s to hit you even if he doesn't move. Oh yeah, Suburban mechs. Chris, I'm disappointed, Chris. Overgrown Roomba trash cans.
Oh, we got a Christmas Sushi in the chat.
The Urban Mech can literally be a great mech in certain scenarios where it plays its part, which is in city streets, where it can like turn the corner and wallop you and then get away, but it's slow. And it's a meme mech. It really is. It is the meme mech for BattleTech. It just is very hard. So Gabe's like, now you know why I wanted to play Chris. He's here for a short time, not for a good time.
Instead,
no, Chris, you got that wrong. You watched the wrong part of the movie. SRM Inferno rounds. We're not playing where you have SRM Inferno rounds, thank God. No Inferno guns.
No, I got some streaks though. Or I have a thing that'll turn my SRMs into streaks.
You have like streak 2s. Right?
I don't think they're just native streaks. I think I have a thing that turns the SRMs into SRM6s into, yeah. You got 2 medium lasers, 1 SM, and 1 PPC. Yeah, you get to play Jordan. Yeah, instead of getting the easy matchup for his espionage mission, he has the not so easy matchup for his espionage.
Oh, I thought he got Chris.
No, he got me.
Oh, he got you. That's right. We were talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is not going to be fun.
No.
It's
No.
not gonna. Well, but did you read your
Not
battle
yet.
plan?
I mean, I can pull it up. You can take a look at it.
Is it online?
I have access to it on Steam.
Well, look at it.
All right, let's take a look.
It's on Steam?
Not on Steam. Discord.
Discord.
I don't know why Steam popped in my head right there.
You're preparing your heart to lose? This is like very exciting. Chris's 4 urban mechs are scary until you get underneath the PPCs, and then they dissolve.
So I got to be careful here because some of this stuff Gabe is not allowed to know about.
Will you just tell us how much you have? What is your battle value?
Don't read it aloud. Gabe can't know my briefing. Hey Gabe, I need you to stop watching the stream. 5K.
All I wanted to know what his battle value was. You gave
5K.
Jordan 5K.
That's
Gabe?
like 3 mechs.
Gabe, it's been nice knowing you.
3.5.
Gabe, it's been nice knowing you. At least he didn't do it by tonnage. At least he didn't say, hey, Jordan gets 80 tons and you get 80 tons. He would have had to give you 90 or you'd have been screwed.
Oh, that's funny as heck. Amazing. Well, I'm looking forward to our game.
I would be
Gabe.
excited to see 80 tons of Jordan versus 90 tons of Gabe. You could get... I don't remember what you rolled. Did you roll 3 lights? No, you only have 2 lights and 2 mediums.
Yeah.
So you would not be able to get 3 mechs in there at 80 tons. But your 2 that you could get, a medium and a light mech, right? Because I think you have a 45 and a 35.
I
So
think
80
so.
tons, you could take your Viper and your Arctic Cheetah.
Sounds like a yummy mix to me.
Twin Blackjacks are coming for you. Gabe has advantages if he would actually read the sheet.
Somebody likes us.
Jason, you are playing against Christopher.
Buggy, what's going on? Chris has to play me?
Yep.
What?
Gotta show him the error of his ways.
So who's playing Eric? And who's playing Jacob? I want to play Jacob. Hey man, legit, 4 PPCs is no joke. Because we don't have contracts or know any of that stuff yet. I think the campaign's going to be a blast.
I'm really looking.
But if I have to
forward
play Christmas Sushi and his 4 urban mechs, it could go either way. Depends on the scenario, how bad new guy Phil wants to treat me. You got Ruben and Eric got Jacob? Gotcha. They have some good armor. Okay. Most of my mechs can do 50 a turn.
I mean, you gotta hit all those.
Most of my mechs have 5 chances to hit you. So.
All right, chat. So this mix that I'm using right here, in case you're wondering, is a little bit of golden brown mixed with bold power red and some warm yellow.
For the highlights on the red?
Yeah. Makes for like a nice peachy highlight to the red. That's not too bright, but it has a nice little bit of warmth to it. This color right here.
Try, next time, try your Dark Warm Flesh in Bold Pyro Red. I think you'll get there in 2 colors.
Dark warm flesh, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Does dark warm flesh have a
Easy
little bit more
peasy
yellow?
lemon squeezy says, any updates on those yellow Imperial Fist videos? So I tried to download them the other day from our Google Drive to my drive, and it hung halfway through, and I got very frustrated. So I still need to try. I swear to God, I'll remember. Someday. They do exist. I forgot about what, Tim? Gosu says if you have the snow basing texture, if you added the sand colored paint to it, if it could work as sandy desert. Yeah.
Yeah.
As like a very fine sand, sure. You don't even have to add the color to it, just paint it.
Yeah, you just paint right over it when it's on the model.
You'll waste a lot of paint mixing the basing material up and putting it on the base because you don't need it to be colored all the way through. Just put it on as snow and then paint over the top of it.
It'll look kind of funny at the beginning, but it'll have a better effect for sure.
Byron Dula, yeah, UK. We have a lot of dealers in the UK though. Firestorm, Element, like 10 others. You got quite a few choices over there. But Element is our main distributor for sure. T. Schmidt, yeah, the warm flesh, dark warm flesh, and red are great.
Yeah, this is a really nice highlight color. I like it a lot.
Yeah, that's the same way we highlighted the Blood Angels, right?
Oh, is it? Oh, cool.
We did, although I had the orange mix. It was red, orange, and warm flesh, not dark warm flesh. But had I not needed the in-between step of red plus orange, I would have just gone red, dark warm flesh.
Ah, got it.
But I wanted the red and the orange in between them. Oh no, Super Bleeder, I hate to hear that. $1,000 emergency vet visit. Never a good thing. I hope the pedo is okay.
Yeah, same.
Sorry to hear it. That sucks. Hate to hear. All right, well, I think we're done.
You were done?
I think we're done.
All right.
Gotta get back to work.
Sure.
Back to work before the weekend. I don't have the luxury of working on the weekend this weekend. The luxury. Listen to me.
The luxury.
The luxury of being able to sit in my office all weekend instead of doing fun things. Now I gotta pack.
You have a thing that you
One of the
must
reason you don't think you'll go back to the U.S., Byron Diller, what are you talking about? Do you have free veterinarians over there? And does the UK have free vets?
have some of that?
I didn't think vets aren't part of social health care, are they? Is that a thing? That seems relatively silly. Never higher than 500 euros. Yeah.
All right. We done?
Yipper.
Alrighty then.
Everybody, thank you for hanging out. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. I was able to do the inside of the cloak, change its color from the pure purple to having the purple just in the shadows and getting that kind of burgundy inside, and then working on trying to figure out how to migrate the outer portion. But the green is getting very close to the golds that I'm using, so I'm going to probably throw some more color at it and see where we can get. Baby J doing the MCP stuff. Yep. Yellow looking great.
That's a yellow to be painted. Liking it though. This guy down over here, he's done. We got most of the way done on Pyro. Not too bad in a couple of hours.
Yep. Looks great.
Heck yeah.
Byron Dilla joined us right at the end. Well, we stream 5 days a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, like today, we call our hobby lunch. So we start at noon Pacific time and go till 2. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays, we start at that later slot at 2 p.m. and go till 5. So you get 5 chances to catch up with us. We'd like to see you as often as we can. And again, have a wonderful weekend. We're going to find somebody to raid, so stick around for that. Make sure you hit all of the Baby J links, the store, the Discord, and the store locator, so you can find a local place nearby you where you can pick up some of your awesome hobby products from us. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. Stick around, show some love in the chat we wind up in after the raid, and we will see you after the weekend. Adios, gang.
Goodbye.